Own your story, own your struggles, own your trials, and own your testimony. Own who you are as a person and to your core.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different.
What's good, y'all? It's Kay and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. If you are coming back, hey girl. On this channel, we talk all things self-confidence, self-love, personal growth and development, and really just leveling up. So if that sounds like what you're interested in, definitely go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And so with that being said, we're just gonna go ahead and hop right on into today's video. Okay, how many of us have heard the saying, comparison is a thief of all joy? Yeah, well, it is. You've been allowing this thief to steal from you way too long, sister, okay? So today we're gonna be talking all about how to stop comparing yourself to other people and how to fall madly in love with yourself, how to become so obsessed with yourself that you don't even have time to compare yourself to other people. This is something that I was a victim to for far too long. And so that's why I'm like, trust me, I know where you are. If you are playing that comparison game, it is normal and it is something that so many people are still struggling with to this day. And I wanna help you break free of that, because when you are finally free of comparison, when you are finally free of like judgment of yourself, of others, like it feels so good, it feels so light, and it feels just so free. And I'm not gonna say like you're ever 100% free from it. I feel like we all have like moments in life, even with self-confidence, like we all have moments of maybe like self-doubt, or you know, even if you have hit your like highest peak in love and self-confidence and, you know, letting go of judgment, letting go of comparison, like you're still gonna have your moments, okay? Life is a journey. It's not like you're gonna hit that destination, but what we can do is we can grow and we can spend most of our time just in, you know, in that love and that peace state, rather than in that comparison state. Because like I said, I know it's tough, especially in this era of social media where you just have full-on access to people's lives. And I say lives because social media is literally just a highlight of people's actual lives and what's actually going on in their world. People only post on social media what they want you to see. And think about it, you probably do the exact same thing. It's really rare that you see someone that's just constantly broadcasting their bad news or constantly broadcasting negative things that are going on in their lives. And to be quite honest with you, like nobody would really want to keep up with that person anyway, because we go on social media to kind of escape from our realities. It's one of those like entertainment things. So if we're going on social media to escape our realities, what am I going to be following someone that's constantly posting negativity? Like I get it, you know, things happen in life, but that's what we have to realize, is that social media is just a highlight reel of what's going on in reality. So whole time you're sitting and comparing yourself to what somebody's putting on their social media, which isn't half of what they're really experiencing in life. So you're comparing yourself to a false notion of how you think someone else's life is going. And to me, that's just like insane, right? When I realized this, I was like, you know what? That is insane. Like I even sometimes would catch myself comparing myself to myself and not even realizing that, again, I'm posting the best parts of my life. Like sometimes, for example, if you look back on your pictures and you're like, oh my God, like that was such a good time. That was so much fun. I went on that vacation and it was such a, you know, such a vibe. Like I felt so good, but you don't realize that at the end of the day, there were probably things going on behind the scenes. If you think back deep enough into that time, you will remember that everything wasn't always peaches and cream, okay? That brings me to my first point, because we are gonna break this thing down. And again, I'm gonna show you exactly how to stop comparing yourself, how to fall madly in love with yourself, and just how to get out of that negative comparison zone that's really holding you back in life. So my first point on this is awareness. You have to be aware of a few things when it comes to comparing yourself and when it comes to breaking free of that. For one, you have to be aware that everyone has problems, okay? Everyone has something that they're going through in life. Nobody's life is 100% just perfect, okay? There's really no such thing as a perfect life. There's no such thing as the perfect person, because life is meant to challenge us. Life is meant meant to stretch us, okay? Life is meant to teach us things. So for that to occur, problems literally have to happen. So you want to become extremely aware that no matter how it looks on the gram, okay, no matter how it looks on social media, everyone has problems. Everyone's going through something. Hey, Veen. Hey, Veen. Venus wanted to say hi to you guys. So stop falling for the idea that everyone else's life is perfect and you're the only one going through things. Because the reality is it's the complete opposite, and everyone's going through something. Someone's probably going through something very similar to you. And our problems are not unique at the end of the day. You know, I know when you're going through something in life, it can feel like you're just the only one. But I want you to know right here, right now, you are not alone, okay? I'm going through my fair share of just like struggles and just things in life. Trust, okay? Everyone is. So you want to become hyper aware of that, and you want to increase your awareness and understand that, again, what you're seeing and what you're comparing yourself to isn't even the full reality of what someone's life is, no matter how good it looks. Let me finish this because, yeah, I'm drinking this like it's tea, but it's really a liquid IV energy. The second thing that you want to become very aware of is when you are tending to compare yourself, okay? You want to actually identify and understand what those triggers are for you. I use this social media example because it's just like so prevalent right now in like today's world, and honestly, that's where a lot of our comparison stems from, is social media. So for the sake of that, if you notice that you are comparing yourself to other people more so when you are on social media, it might be time to consider taking a little break, okay? Don't be afraid to take a social media break. Don't be afraid to take a step back. If when you log on, instead of feeling inspired, you're feeling a lack of, or you're feeling limited. Even if it's just for 24 hours, like even if you just take a 24-hour break from social media, you will see how like more clear-minded you are when you just take a step back, when you center yourself back into your real life, because again, social media is just, okay, it is what it is. Once you center yourself, once you become very present in your life, you will see, hey, I am doing better than I was last month, last year. You'll just really start to realize that you are good, okay? You are good, and that where you are in life is okay, and you won't have that like trigger. So you really want to kind of identify what your trigger is, because again, it's not going to be social media for everybody. I know for me, like when I was going through like that phase where I just found myself like comparing myself a lot, it was social media. So if it is that for you, don't be scared to take a break. Don't be scared to take a step back. But all in all, you want to identify and become aware of what causes or what triggers that comparison within yourself. The more aware of this bad habit that you are, because that's what it is, it's a bad habit. It's something that you continue to do, whether you kind of notice it or not. A lot of times it can be subconscious. A lot of times you're not just constantly, you know, or consciously comparing yourself to other people. It's just like a subconscious thing. So again, a lot of times it is a bad habit, but if you can identify where that habit stems from, it's a lot easier to cut it off at that root and stop the trigger from going off, if you will, and really just like nip it in the bud, okay? So become aware of when you find yourself comparing yourself to other people. And then you want to become aware of the fact that there is nobody like you. You want to become so aware of the fact that you are unique in this life for a reason, a good reason at that, okay? The world needs you. There is nobody like you. You want to become very aware of that, okay? Because when you are aware that you are one of one, okay? When you are so aware of that, when you know that to your core, you become so powerful. Our uniqueness is literally our superpower. There is nobody on this earth with your story. There is nobody on this earth that has went through the things that you have gone through. So own that. Own your story. Own your struggles. Own your trials and own your testimony. Own who you are as a person and to your core. This is what I like to tell myself when I'm like catching myself in a like, oh, like, you know, I wish that were me moment, or oh, their life seems so this, or oh, that, right? If you literally wish that you had a different life, it means that you wish that every aspect of your life was different. And honestly, this always brings me to tears when I think about this, because I'm like, I would never want to change my entire life, right? So for you, if you say you would want a different life, or if you say like, oh, like, you know, I just wish the cards were different, you know, some people were born with this, some people were born with that, like that's cool. But think about what you were born with. Think about how you were raised. Think about your family. Think about every aspect of your life, okay? For one aspect to change, it means that everything would have to be different. And for me, when I think about it in that way, like I would never want to change a thing, because I'm just so grateful and so appreciative of my family, of my upbringing, of, you know, my journey and my story. So maybe that'll help you if you ever have that moment of just like feeling super, you know, kind of down on just like the cards that you were dealt in life. Like, trust me, I get it, okay? I don't come from a rich family. I just understand, you know, kind of feeling sorry for yourself sometimes, but then again, I don't, because like I said, if you were to change one aspect of your life, then you would need to change the entire thing. And I know for a lot of us, we wouldn't want to do that, right? So understand that you are one of one. There's nobody like you on this earth, and there's nobody that can take your place, okay? I can make a whole video on that, because there is nobody that can take your place in this life. So own that, own your story, own what you go through, own what you've been through, and understand that that is your superpower. You don't want to be like anyone else anyway. So once you become very aware of that, it will help you to break free of comparison altogether. So the next thing is taking action. You need to take action when it comes to increasing your self-love. You need to take action when it comes to increasing your self-confidence. You need to take action when it comes to not comparing yourself to other people. There is actual work that needs to be done, okay? Contrary to popular belief, you have to put the work in to actually grow in self-confidence, to grow in self-love. It's just what it is. So start a new hobby, okay? Go find some things that make you happy. Like start Pilates, go to a pottery class, go to a cooking class, like go to a sip and paint. Like just find different things that make your heart and make your spirit smile and just sing. And you know, you're not doing it for money. It's literally just a hobby, something that you know, just makes you happy. Like find and discover new parts about yourself. I promise when you start doing this, your obsession for yourself will just grow like it's nobody's business, okay? Because you will start to fall in love with who you are. You will start to fall in love and understand who you are, and therefore that will just like cause you to be so obsessed with yourself that you're not even caring about anybody else's comparisons, okay? I look at it like this. It's the same as literally falling in love with someone else. You would never like sit there and try to force yourself to be in love with somebody that you just met yesterday or that you don't even know anything about, right? So think about it the same way when you're falling in love with and when you're getting to know yourself. Like give yourself patience, give yourself time, understand who you are, and then that love will naturally flow for yourself. You'll start to naturally fall more in love with you each and every single time that you're pouring into yourself and you're actually, you know, just spending time with yourself, getting to know who you are. That love will naturally start to flow. Another action you want to take in this journey is developing yourself personally. And this is where like the real work is, okay? You want to start feeding your mind so much more. You want to flood your mind with positive reinforcement, okay? In this world full of negativity and bullshit, you need to combat that and fill your mind with positivity on as many occasions as you possibly can, okay? So whether that's reading, whether that's listening to podcasts, positive affirmations, whether that is meditating, whatever it looks like for you, or if it's a combination of all of those things, because I know for me it's a big combination of a lot of different things, but you want to be constantly putting positivity into your life and inserting it into your life, seeking it, right? Reading about it, like really put yourself in that space. And that takes work. It takes intentionality. It takes you actually intentionally doing that for yourself, because you know that it's only going to help you grow. And I promise you, when you are pouring into yourself in that way and you're constantly flooding your mind with information, with knowledge, with positivity, you're not even gonna have time to care about what the next person is doing. You're not even gonna have time to care what the next person thinks of you. You're gonna be so consumed with your growth and with understanding life more, and just with all the cool and amazing new things that you're learning, that again, you're gonna become obsessed with yourself. You're gonna become obsessed with how far you've come and how far you've grown, like mentally, spiritually, and physically, that all the other it's not gonna matter. I like to remind myself sometimes that if I'm comparing myself to someone else, or if I'm thinking negatively about something in my life, or if I'm feeling like a jealous, like negative vibe, I'm obviously bored. Like, I'm obviously not doing something better. Like, I'm not doing anything better, if that makes sense. So catch yourself when you find yourself in that moment and be like, hey, what am I doing anyway? Like, am I bored? Like, what is my life right now, right? Because if you were doing something to better yourself, if you were filling your mind with some type of positive reinforcement, you wouldn't even be feeling those emotions. Like, you wouldn't even be feeling those things at all. So do something better, okay? Take action. Be intentional with your time. Spend some time off social media. Stop scrolling. Stop scrolling for 1 second. And instead of that, you could be spending your time pouring into yourself, okay? Becoming a better version of yourself. And again, like videos like this is what helped me come out of that space. So that's why I'm just like, I love paying it forward, because, you know, these types of videos still help me to this day, okay? Again, I'm not perfect. I'm not just at the peak optimal, you know, version of confidence in myself, but I'm growing every day, and I'm being intentional about growing. And again, that's the work that a lot of people run from, and you might be running from it right now, but I am encouraging you today to become intentional about putting the work in to grow yourself. If you're putting 8 hours of work in for someone else and someone else's corporation and someone else's dreams, you can put a few hours into pouring into yourself, pouring into your positive mindset, pouring into your heart space, and growing yourself as well. And then this is really like the kicker of all this, okay? So this is like the most important part, but you need to believe, okay? You need to believe. If you're comparing yourself or your life or what you have to what someone else has or someone else's life, and you're looking through a lens of just like jealousy or envy, those words are kind of strong, but that's what it is. If you're looking through that lens and you just feel negativity when you see someone doing good, it means that deep down inside, you don't truly believe that you can have what they have. Because someone that truly believes that they can have what someone else has, they wouldn't be feeling negative when something good happens to someone else, if that makes sense. They would only feel joy. So if you feel anything less than that and you feel that comparison kick in, it's because you have a lack of belief and a lack of faith within yourself and your own abilities. So I challenge you to shift that mindset so that when you see something good happen for someone else or in someone else's life, instead of you thinking, wow, I wish that was me, you start to think, that is me very soon. Or I'm glad she got that, but I want something different. But to be real with you, seeing other people win should be an inspiration on your journey. It should be inspiring to you to see someone else win, because you are so secure in yourself. You have so much confidence. You have so much belief in yourself that you know that you can achieve that same thing, and that if God did it for them, why would he not do it for you? So when it doesn't feel that way, when it feels like, you know, a little shaky, it's a clear indication that you have a lack of faith in your own journey and in your own path. So start small with this, okay? I have a whole video on rebuilding and regaining trust within yourself, and that's essentially what we're talking about here. But start small. Make little baby promises to yourself each day, things that you 100% can keep and uphold. And then when you accomplish those promises, or you fulfill those promises to yourself, those little promises each and every single day, that will be the building blocks of you rebuilding that inner trust and rebuilding that inner belief in your own capabilities and in the fact that your journey is for you and that it's working out. Everything is working out exactly as it should for you and for your life and in your journey. And another thing, and this is just a little bonus, but when you're on the journey of like letting go of comparison, of falling deeply and madly in love with yourself, you want to respectfully remove yourself from conversations that involve talking down on people or gossiping about other people's situations or comparing yourself to other people. Like, you want to remove yourself from those conversations, okay? Because that is only reaffirming the old version of yourself that you're trying to let go of. So trust me, I've been there too, you know, where you gossip and you find yourself consumed with the tea time. Like, I get it. But no, if you want to go to the next level in your life and you truly want to let go of comparison and judgment, you have to separate yourself from those types of conversations. I'm not saying that you just got to cut off anybody that just has those, but again, you want to become aware of when you are involving yourself in those types of conversations, and you want to, again, respectfully step away. And if those people don't understand that, and if those people, you know, can't kind of separate themselves, then it might be an indication that, you know, it's time to kind of like distance yourself and grow apart and kind of just sit in your own vibe a little bit. If the only conversations you can have with a certain person or certain people is talking about someone else, or, you know, gossiping or talking down on someone else, because a lot of your comparison could be stemming from who you're surrounding yourself with. That's probably not just you, but the people around you are doing the exact same thing. And it's just, when you're trying to, you know, level up in life, when you're getting to the next level, sometimes you just have to realize that your environment is literally everything. So that's just a bonus tip. If you notice that, you know, those conversations are happening, now that you know, okay? Once you are noticing that that's happening, you can just, you know, kind of stay silent, oh, okay, or kind of just bow out of that and, you know, just kind of separate yourself from that. Because again, if you want to really grow in this aspect, you got to put your foot down, you got to stand on your boundaries and say, look, I'm not engaging in that type of conversation anymore. Period. Surround yourself with people that uplift others. Surround yourself with people that encourage other people and also encourage themselves to do better in life. Like, really pay attention to who it is that you're surrounding yourself with. And I know a lot of people don't talk on this, but that journey can be, and it can feel lonely sometimes. But at the end of the day, if you right now are the only person that is encouraging you or in your corner, and that's supportive, and that's, you know, has that loving energy, and that's growing and working on themselves and actively growing as a person, then sometimes you just might have to be in your own vibe. Okay, sometimes you might just have to, you know, vibe out with yourself, because at the end of the day, like, being in your own bubble and, you know, being in that positive and growing environment is more important than holding on to dead weight anyway. Yeah, I actually wasn't even gonna say that, so somebody needs to hear that. With that being said, that is going to be all for today's video. Hopefully this encouraged you and helped you on your journey in some way. Yeah, it's time to let go of comparison. It's time to let go of judgment of other people, but it's also time to let go of judgment of yourself, because when you're comparing yourself to someone else, you are also in turn judging yourself and your journey. And we got to let go of all that if we want to get to this next level and really glow up in life and level up in our self-confidence and self-love. Okay, if you enjoyed this video and you enjoy videos like these, definitely go ahead and subscribe down below, leave a like, leave a comment, show some love, and I will see you all in my next video.